Hey everybody, welcome back. When I was first learning how to play golf like 30 years ago, my golf swing sucked. I mean, it was terrible. It really was. I had no idea what I was doing, and I couldn't figure things out to where it was like, how in the hell am I coming out of my posture? Let me show you what I mean. I see a lot of students, and this was my problem back when I was first learning how to play. I'd be like this, and I'd take this club away, and then I'd go to the top. Now watch what's going to happen from T12 to T1. This is what I used to do when I was like 30 years ago, and I thought it was, oh, okay, I'm doing it right. But I couldn't figure out how to stop it way back then. So all of a sudden you're like this, the club's going up, and when it comes up, I would raise out. But then at the top, I'd have this crazy, stupid hitch that would make me feel like I was coming this way. And then I'd come over the top and kind of do what, a lot of recreational players do now. However, as you progress on this understanding Mr. Hogan's journey, crap like that will never happen to you. Ever. Because if you do these moves correctly, you will stay in your posture like there is no tomorrow. And the key point that you've got to really start to understand, how do I stay in my posture, is once you make the takeaway and you start going to the top, from here to here is going to determine whether you stay in your posture or not. It really is. Okay? Now, how do we do this? When we go back, and if you look at the video that's Learn How to Get Hooked, you'll understand this hopefully a lot better. So when I get set up and I'm like this, now as I'm starting to get hooked with the left arm, I'm going to do it with the right so that I can point out what's going on. So we've got our setup, we've done the takeaway, go back and look at some of the other videos. We're getting this way. So it's at this critical moment right here. Now watch what's going on. The hands are here. They're starting to roll, but as they're starting to roll, the hip is getting out of the way. So watch this. It's like this. I'm rolling as the hip is moving back, as the hands are rolling. And because of this, I will stay in my posture. Let's look at this a different way. So I've made my move. Now let's put this across my chest like this. So I've made my move. Here's my hands. I'm going, because this is going to keep going back, which is clearing the way for this to go. Look how I stay in my posture. Look how it looks like I had this real deep depth in my right hip. Okay, but it's just because the orbit of the elbow, because I'm hooking the left arm, because my hand position is correct, because my body movements are tight, because I've pointed the hands down with the rifle. All the stuff that we have talked about. Now, as I make the takeaway and I go to start to set the hands to get to the top of the backswing, the body clears. And now when it clears and gets out of the way, I can stay in my spine angle. Where before, like I told you, when I was younger 30 years ago, and what I see with some people, they get here, they go to the top, the second, because I'm not turning anymore, I think I have, but I'm not. They get to the top, the club's got weight on it, pulls my spine up. As a counterbalance to this, everything comes over the top, and all kinds of weird crap happens. Just the way that it is. But when we can learn this way, now when we hook the arm, the hip is getting out of the way, and because I've hooked the arm, I'm going to stay in my posture all day long. I cannot get out of this. Now when I'm coming through, I'm keeping the hook in the arm. This has gone back with the orbit of the right arm to keep this load in the shoulder. Now I'm staying hooked. Now when I'm coming through, look how I'm going to stay in my posture, and then I'll come out of it up here, because we learned that we're not trying to turn the hips. Not trying to turn the hips. The left side or the lead side gets out of the way because the right side's driving through, or the trail side's driving through. But an easy drill for you to feel this, okay? Put one hand under, one hand over. Now we're going to make the takeaway. Now go like this one time. You'll feel you wanting to pick the club up. But if I go like this, I get to the takeaway. Now if I let this go around my body, look what my body is doing. It's getting out of the way for this club to move around my body. And when it does, it allows, you'll see it all day long. Put the club like this, get set up in our posture, get our triggers, get everything right, and let's go like this. There is not 1 ounce of, I want to stand up. There's not, I want to get taller. There's not, I want to point my chest to the sky, or this Scotty Scheffler type of look. Hey, that's great. It works for Scotty. God bless him. But for us, we're going to stay in our posture, because when I'm moving this club in this concentric circle, a progression from inward to outward, my body will stay in my posture. And then I'm going to work this concentric circle coming back around. My body stays in my posture. I've still got bend here, and then I will come out of it. So understanding the importance of, you know, I don't really talk about all P1, P2, P whatever, all the positions, because I think it's bullshit. But the reality is we've got to, because we're not playing position golf, we are making dynamic movements in motion that if somebody snaps a picture, oh yeah, that's P2, that's P4, that's P8. Who cares? The bottom line is we are making a dynamic motion. See how I'm still in my spine angle? I have not gone here, lifted up and tried to come up, because I have moved the takeaway correct, right? So we're here. Sorry guys, let me get set up right, like this. Then our takeaway. Oh, look at that. Still in my posture. Now I'm at the top. Now when I'm at the top and I let the orbit of the right elbow take over, there's my rebalance and shift. Here I come, still in my posture. Why? Because I never left it. And if you can just do this drill here, set up in good posture, a little bit of kick in, which is really pointing the rifle. Here, oh my God, I'm in my posture, I haven't lifted up. Because everything is working around us at a vector that is on an incline. It is not a circle like this. It is tilted forward. Now we've got to work the circle on this tilt, which allows us to go, oh my God, look how the hip's getting out of the way. Look how I'm able to do everything and resist with this foot as I'm coming around, but I've still got everything right. I'm still in my spine angle, and then everything just works around and comes through. So if you're having a problem staying in your spine angle, do this drill just like this. Oh, that's what it feels like. So then you're like, okay, I can do that. That feels really good. How do I do it with the golf club? So we're going to break it down in stages. We're going to make the takeaway. Now this field, once you make the takeaway, put your hand here and go like this. And go, oh, okay, now put my hand back on. Now bring it to here. Come back to here. So then we're going to go here, put our hand on, turn it like this. Bring our hand back, put it there, move the hand out, bring the hand on now. Now, turn it the same way you did when you had it here. Now you're going to be like, wow, I've never felt this before. And how you can tell if you're right. Okay, watch this. If I do this wrong, which so many people get this wrong, which is kind of a thing. Most tour players, including Mr. Hogan, okay, when they are at this position, if I stood up straight, let's say I get the club to right here, arms straight, all this kind of stuff. When I stand up, my shoulder, believe it or not, is going to be on the outside of my right ankle. Okay, let me show you this a different way. When I do, this is what recreational players and amateurs do. They go here, and they go like this. And when they go like this, and I stand up, you can see how my right shoulder is on the outside of my right ankle at this position. And then everybody's like, oh, I don't have flexibility, I don't have this, I don't have that. Watch the difference. When I get here, and I'm going to do this drill like we just talked about, and I stand up, my trail shoulder is inside of my trail foot. Because this is what happens. So now you're turned. I mean, I'm not really going to turn much more than this, but at this point, my right shoulder is inside. If I had a line on my right foot going this way, like this, my right shoulder is inside of it. It's just inside of it. It's never to the outside of it. It has to go this way to the inside. Everything happens between my feet. Now I'm coming around. Everything's staying in between my feet, and I am balanced like a cat at all times. So remember, if you're having a hard time staying in your posture here, great drill. Put the hands on, come back, do it again, take the hands off, come back here, and you will feel as you go from here to here, you'll feel your body get out of the way. You'll feel it give you a path to be able to come up here so that you can stay in your posture, in your spine angle, and all of the things that are important, but now you have a way to do it. We'll look for you in the next video.